Welcome to the 6-Minute Business English Podcast. This is where you can improve your listening, build your vocabulary, and prepare for your next business English discussion, all in a 6-minute episode. Now, in front of me, I have this. This is today's handout, and you can find this on britplus.net. Go there to the podcast section. There'll be a free download, totally free, and it has today's article, vocabulary, and discussion questions, so you can follow along or review after the lesson. Now, today's episode is all about AI, which is something I'm really interested in, very excited about in my business. So let's jump straight into our article. A recent KPMG survey found that 72% of CEOs worldwide view investing in generative AI as their top priority, even in the face of economic uncertainty. Generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence that can produce new creative content such as text, images, and music by learning from existing data. CEOs are investing in generative AI for a variety of reasons, including the potential for increased profitability, accelerated innovation, and enhanced cybersecurity. Steve Chase of KPMG remarked that with proper planning and execution, generative AI has the capacity to transform the way work is done. However, not all CEOs anticipate a rapid return on their investment. Approximately 62% of respondents estimated that it would take between 3 and 5 years for their companies to realize a return, with only 21% expecting to see a return within 3 years. Additionally, a significant number of CEOs surveyed believe that AI regulation is necessary to ensure the successful implementation of the technology. For today's workforce, the key takeaway from this survey is that developing AI skills should be a top priority for those who want to stay ahead of the curve. Experts claim that not only do those with AI skills command high salaries, but many businesses are struggling to recruit individuals who can work with the technology. Anant Agarwal, a professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, told CNBC that learning how to write prompts for generative AI, which he believes is the single most important AI skill, can be accomplished in as little as 2 hours. So that's our article for today. Now, we have 3 vocabulary that I have chosen. Again, this is all on today's free lesson PDF. The first word is innovation. Innovation is the creating and use of new ideas, new methods. So when I think of innovation, I think of Apple, Tesla, Dyson. These companies are always coming up with new solutions to problems, creative ideas. So that's what we'd refer to as innovation. Implement is to start using a plan or system. Now, whenever you refer to having a plan, an idea, some way of doing things in your company, your business, you can say you implement that. It's kind of similar to saying use, but it sounds a bit more professional. I think about that nowadays. I have an idea for my business. It's a new strategy which will use AI, and I would like to implement that as soon as possible. Ahead of the curve is a nice expression, especially for today's topic. And that means you are the first to do something or change something, so you are ahead of others. And then, of course, the others will follow. So, of course, when it came to touchscreen MP3 players, I think Apple were ahead of the curve, and then others followed along. The iPod was really ahead of the curve at that time. So that's a nice expression when it comes to AI and technology. Now let's move to the final section of today's podcast, where I will give you 3 discussion questions. You can use them in your discussions, and I personally will answer them for you. Do you use generative AI in your daily life? Yes, I do. I really like ChatGPT. I've used ChatGPT for a long time, but recently I've been having a lot of success with Google Bard. I think that's wonderful. They've come a long way. At the start, it was not so helpful, but For me, using those two generative AIs, ChatGPT and Google Bard, I use them to create discussion questions, arrange my articles sometimes. It's a great help when generating lesson content for what I do here. Have you had any training in AI? I haven't had any formal training, but I've certainly taken some YouTube courses, some short, 1 hour videos, 2 hour videos, where I've tried to develop my prompt engineering. They call it prompt engineering, which is basically how to write an effective prompt. At the start, I just asked questions to ChatGPT, can you do this? But nowadays, I try to give ChatGPT a role. You are an expert in education, and then I give it a very specific task, and I found that that has improved the quality of the answers from ChatGPT or Google Bard. How is your company utilizing AI? So this is a great question when you're talking to other people in business. Now, for me, as I've said, it's the same answer really as the first question. I'm using it to generate content that I can use in my company, written content. However, I'm very interested in upgrading to ChatGPT 4 and being able to use their picture function. For me personally, I would love to experiment with AI-generated pictures that I can use in the thumbnails of my YouTube videos or just in my lesson content. I think that would be really interesting. So that's everything I have for you today. We did AI today, but every episode will be a different topic. I'm really excited for this. It will always follow the same structure, around about 2 minutes of an article, 2 minutes vocabulary, 2 minutes discussion. Hopefully, I can keep to that 6 minutes. Easier said than done. Don't forget, head over to brickplus.net. That's where you'll find a free handout for every episode. Go there, download it, subscribe to the channel, and join me next week for more business English content and another step to becoming a global leader.